The DLP to launch its manifesto to a cross-section of society before it is taken to the political platform. And the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court has upheld an appeal by Dr. Thompson Fontaine in a defamation case brought against him by the Prime Minister. I am Lurian Graham with the Channel 5 News. Details after this.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the ram that I want to pull up me belly. It's the ram that I want to batting the batting.
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum or buy and win hams, single barrel rum and shopping vouchers. Plus, non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominican National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
This house was first purchased by the Robinsons, who then sold it to Indra Ford in 2007. She loved baking, but last year she forgot to turn off the stove. Luckily, Sagicor General was there to help rebuild. So now the house will smell of sweetbread again for a long, long time. We know this house, like we know every house we insure. Across the land, throughout the region, we've been there. Sagicor General, wise financial thinking for life.
LED TVs for $339, washers for $749, a queen bed for $799, a sofa bed for $999. With prices like this, that means only one thing. Quartz Breeze Black Friday sale is here. More great deals in store on credit purchases 24 months and over. And you have nothing to pay until February. But hurry, stock is limited. It's the biggest pre-Black Friday. This Friday, November 14th. Only at Quartz. Great deals and nothing to pay until February 2015. Quartz, bringing value home.
In the news, the Dominican Labour Party will soon circulate some 10,000 copies of its new manifesto for this election campaign.
DLP for the first time launched its manifesto to civil society representatives and college students at the Dominica State College on Thursday. The DLP hierarchy presented on plans for education, social transformation, tourism, employment, and other critical sectors. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit outlined his party's fiscal and economic policy for the country if the DLP is to form the new government.
Basically, we intend to make Dominica the ideal place in the Caribbean for expanding your business or starting a new business venture. Section A3 deals with primary infrastructure as an essential precondition for sustainable economic growth.
In Mr. Skerrit's response to a question from the audience on plans to ease foreign investment, he says under a Labour Party government, more systems will be implemented to facilitate foreign investors.
You cannot tell an investor come to Dominica to sell a business if you do not have people who will be able to help him with his investment and so forth. We have also sought to restructure our legislation, and a number of legislative actions will be taken that we have already taken and which we will take to cut down the bureaucracy. Because too many times people come to Dominica and complain that it takes too long to get licenses for this, license for that. So there'll be more transparency in terms of the application process. If you tell somebody you need 5 documents, these are the 5 documents. Once the person has the 5 documents, there is no reason why that person should not get his license within 24 working hours or maximum 2 days and so forth.
And the Prime Minister has reassured the constituency of Salisbury of certain victory at the December 8th election. Mr. Skerritt addressed Wednesday night's rally for DLP candidate Nichols Exree.
Voters of Salisbury, let's make one thing clear here this evening. The Dominica Labour Party is going to win the December 8th general election. The Dominica Labour Party is going to win the December 8th general elections. So let there be no doubt about Labour winning on December 8th.
Wednesday night's rally gave the people of Salisbury, Coolibistri and Montrachet a chance to hear from the DLP candidate Nichols Exree. Exree said infrastructural projects to include critical farm access roads were among his plans for the constituency.
There's another issue that no past candidate has addressed, brothers and sisters, and I have no fear in addressing it. I think Salisbury Village deserves a village council, brothers and sisters. And I want you to work with me so that we establish a local government in Salisbury. And the reason is clear, that many donor agencies and government funding would not go to ordinary groups, brothers and sisters. I applaud the effort of SEC and other community organizations, brothers and sisters. But to ensure that we get maximum for Salisbury from government and other local donors, we need a village council. And tonight, I am pleading to you, and I'm pledging to you that I will work with you, the people of Salisbury, to establish a village council, brothers and sisters.
Meanwhile, Parliamentary Representative Ivor Stevenson is seeking to clear the air over accusations by the United Workers' Party that his Labour Party government has left the community without a proper playing field.
Government has spent over $500,000 towards a playing field project in Grand Fort. In December 2013, the DLP administration committed over $107,000 to complete that project.
As soon as I came in here as the candidate for the Grand Fort constituency and also as the PAL rep, I can tell you that much work was done in Grand Fort on the playing field. In fact, the work began sometime around 2000 when the lands were purchased by the Democratic Labour Party. And when I came in 2009, what I saw basically was the whole question of getting the necessary funds for the development of the playing field. We first saw the whole question of off movements, some $106,000 spent on that. Then we moved to another phase where we saw the construction of a retaining wall, and then after that was followed with the grassing of the playing field. But $600,000 has already been spent on the development of the playing field, where you have now seen a playing field that is fully grassed.
However, UWP's candidate for the Grand Fort constituency, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, told a UWP public meeting at Grand Fort on Wednesday night that residents have not been able to make the best use of the new playing field.
Behind me, right there, is a playing field that has cost the taxpayers of Dominica $650,000. And not one child in Grand Fort has been able to play on this playing field.
Fontaine says young athletes used an already existing playing field next to the new one. However, currently it too is not in a good state, according to him.
Right now, the second team in the first division is the Southeast football team. On that football team, you have 9 players from Grand Fort that has been coached by Ron Green. All of the players, like myself, that is where we've been taking our sweat. That is where we've been playing our football. That's where we learn our football. On this little portion that you see there with all the water. The Roosevelt-Skerritt administration decided that they would put tarish on the area where the young boys have been playing their football. So come tomorrow, we cannot practice on the field.
Tarish, Stevenson explained, was placed recently on the old playing field to ease people from walking in mud during a Labour Party rally on Saturday. He says there are more plans for the new playing field under a new Labour Party government.
We will see the construction of a pavilion and put in toilet facilities and bathrooms for the players. So the statements I think Thompson has been saying with respect to the playing field, I think is more damaging the village of Grand Fort. And I don't think that the village of Grandford will go down well with that statement. Because the youth of Grandford know that the playing field is something that is of great priority for the young persons. If you can make a comparison between the old playing field, which is now being used by a number of young persons, and you look at the new playing field, there's a total comparison, a total difference. So his statement, I think, is very unfortunate.
Let's get this straight. The old playing field is the one next to the basketball court?
That is correct, yes.
And the new one is where?
The new one is adjacent to the old playing field. It's just a stone throw away.
And in other news now, the police force is not ruling out charging people guilty of destroying election campaign paraphernalia.
This is in the wake of accusations that United Workers' Party supporters are tearing down the Labour Party's billboards and posters. So far, Channel 5 News knows of billboards noticeably ripped at Portersville, Lindo Park, Goodwill Link Road, and Kings Hill. In light of this, Assistant Superintendent of Police Claude Wicks has advised party supporters to embark in fear campaigning.
The police must take a course of action, and that is to investigate. But in light of that, we're saying, please, let us respect each other's property so it does not have to reach that stage.
Wicks says one of the charges for this crime is malicious damage, and the penalty that comes with it and other associated charges are fines amounting to thousands of dollars.
People are to be charged, of course, with sufficient evidence and so on. And any criminal offense, it does not necessarily have to be criminal damage, malicious damage. It can be just battery, assault, from threatening language, because we have to encourage people, do not threaten people. No matter what, do not, or we advise you, do not make use of threatening language. All these, it may appear simple, but they fall under what we call the Small Charges Act.
Meantime, UWP political leader Lennox Linton at a UWP news conference on Wednesday warned his supporters against the act.
There is no need for that. There is no need for tearing down anybody's poster or interfering with anybody's billboard. I strongly condemn it. That's not who we are. We are a much better country than that. And I only hope that in some strange way, the Labour Party is not setting up people to destroy a few of their things so that they could blame it on the United Workers' Party.
Coming up, 23 new nurses received their pins and caps.
I'm the first to leave town. I'm the first to go to university. I'm the first to feel this is where I belong. The first to make them this proud. And the first to start a career that will lead to better things for me and my family.
With 23 degrees of study and 60 scholarships exclusively for Caribbean students, St. George's University is your chance to be first.
White dog with anything. Only white dog. White dog with anything. Only white dog can be paid. It's calling. I'm eating. It's calling. Only white dog can be paid. It's calling. I'm eating.
White oak. When it pours, you reign.
Strong preparation. Strong concentration. Strong teamwork. Strong nerve. Strong performance. Strong oil. Volkswagen recommends Castrol Edge, our strongest oil. Castrol, it's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
You just got into a car accident. Now you have to fix it and you don't have a cent. Don't worry, be happy. Your home got flooded out and you've lost it all, and chances to recover start to look very small. Don't worry, be happy.
Want to live the worry-free life today? Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt. Beacon Insurance. Switched on.
What inspires you? Berger Paints. All the colors of you.
And every day until Christmas, get all the shades you love at a fantastic 20% discount on Berger Royale, Weatherproof Ultra, and all the popular Berger brands. Available at retail outlets island-wide. This Christmas, beautify with Berger.
In other news, a decision handed down by the Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal on Thursday means Dr. Thompson-Fontaine does not have to pay costs to Roosevelt Skerritt lawyers.
Thursday's ruling also means Dr. Fontaine will now have all paragraphs previously struck out from his defense by a courtmaster reinstated. Fontaine says all three judges agreed that the courtmaster had erred and gone beyond her remit. A civil case had been brought against Fontaine by Skerritt lawyers for alleged defamation in articles published by Fontaine on the sale of Dominica's passports. Attorney Gildon Richards took up Dr. Fontaine's case following the death of his attorney, Don Christopher. Fontaine says he's looking forward to his day in court and maintains he never defamed Mr. Skerritt.
A special day for over 23 nursing graduates as they received their pins and caps and took their pledges at a ceremony on Wednesday. It was the State College Faculty of Health Sciences 6th pinning ceremony. The graduates were encouraged to embrace learning as the central theme of their professional development. Nurses were told to bear in mind that they were not entering an I profession, but a we profession, and that they were part of a team. They were told to seek personal and professional development in their spare time.
I promise to share in the responsibility of the other professions and citizens for promoting health globally, regionally, and internationally.
And the International Telecommunications Union handed over 10 computers to government at a national ICT policy workshop on Wednesday. The ITU Area Manager Cleveland Thomas presented the computers to the Minister for Information, Telecommunications and Constituency Empowerment, Ambrose George. The ITU secured these computers through the supplier End-to-End Distributors Limited Dominica Business Systems.
This will facilitate extending ICT access and services to those who are unable to afford the cost of the computers. We also see it that it will provide access to the wider world through the internet and to services and information available over the internet, such as that for education, healthcare, tourism, businesses, government information, and many others.
Ambrose George says the computers will be distributed in Campbell, Castle Bruce, and Petit Savan. The minister says in the next few weeks, another 20 computers will be distributed to remote centers across the island.
Additionally, there are plans in place between the government of Dominica and benefactors from the Dominican diaspora on obtaining over 600 computers for use in schools and health centers nationally as part of the ICT-enabled services to citizens.
Now on to education. Over 500 library books were donated to the Massac Primary School by two organizations. The donation of 541 books was a collaboration between MoneyGram and Hands Across the Sea.
Two schools in Dominica are receiving books from this collaboration. That is the Massac Primary School and Vacas Primary School. We'll be doing the handover ceremony for Vacas tomorrow.
How many books?
A total of over 800 books were distributed between the two schools.
How many did Massac Primary School receive?
Massac received over 500. I don't have the exact figure in my head right now, but Massac received over 500 library books.
Isaiah, what type of books do you like to read?
I love to read science books.
And did you see any books that you love to read in the books that they donated today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm very excited. I look forward to reading them.
The books are a wide range, actually. If you look around, you'll see mystery stories, you'll see facts, you'll see encyclopedias, you will see writing books, you'll see books from the animated movies, there are books from Cars, princess books, so it's a wide range for all levels, all grade levels.
Sports is next with Gavin Richards.
First up, some netball. The mayor of Roseau, Her Worship Irene John, has recognized the contributions of former netball greats Jennifer Nanton and Alice John Jules and has called on players to try to emulate their achievements and work ethic on the court. Her comments at the opening of the secondary school sports division netball tournament on Wednesday. The mayor also called on schools to show some more interest.
I have to pay some respect to the fallen netballers. Like we look at Nanton, she's no longer, an active player. We look at Miss John Jules, she's no longer an active player. But those are players that you should emulate. You should look forward to them and always try to take a leaf out of their book because they played the game well and they represented Dominica very well. So I'm asking you, those who are present here today, to inform those who are not here that they should come out and come out in numbers to represent their school and to represent Dominica at large.
Meantime, sports coordinator Trevor Shillingford says the under-16 division will be expanded in this year's competition.
Last year, we took a decision to have the schools register no more than 2 teams in the under-14 division. This was done in order to cater for the large increase of netballers that were coming from the primary schools. This caused a further effect where our schools place an increased demand on the sports division to have additional teams or an additional division at the under-16 level. And we have decided to open up the under-16 division to allow the schools to invite no more than 2 teams to participate in that particular division. For us, our under-16 division is a very important aspect of our netball development, since we are preparing the young ladies for participation at the CNA, that's the Caribbean Netball Association Under-16 Championship.
And on to some basketball, where the Focani Rebels defeated the Magis Magnificos as action continued in the Roseau Valley Basketball League on Wednesday. Magnificos coasted to the easy 74-59 win. For the Rebels, Chevron Ambo had 11 points, Ricky Toussaint 19 and Peter Ricketts 24. For the Magnificos, Keston Williams had 11, Josian Massicot 14 and Jevon Christmas 22. In football, Naima Africa registered a hat-trick as Dive Dominica Harlem United continued with their impressive run in the Dominic Women's Football League on Wednesday.
Dive Dominica Harlem United registered their 5th consecutive victory in the Dominic Women's League with a 9-0 drubbing of West Coast Jaguars last night at the Baffert State playing field. Naima Africa led the onslaught as she recorded a hat-trick. Ali Jatit continued a fine scoring form for the season as she found the back of the nets twice, taking a tally of goals to 8. They were 1 each from Kiana Francis, Ivana Amabel, Rihanna Reynolds, and Kimra Joseph. The league continues tonight with Maho Soka Strikeheads taking on Bomber Starlights at the Taser Grounds in Maho, while on Friday it will be Wood City Strikers versus Southeast Stars at the Baffert State playing field. Both matches begin at 6 p.m.
And city football, Lodbor picked up their 3rd straight win, beating the Ghetto Youths as action continued in the Carib Sand and Stone Point Michel Football League.
A&P Lodbor kept their winning record intact as they made it 3 wins in as many matches with a 5-4 victory over Jazz Limited, First World Security Ghetto Youth in the Carib Sand and Stone Point Michel Football League last night at the Pori playing field. But Kazimi found the back of the nets twice with 1 each from Travis, Dominic and Yannick Fridges. Lodbor also benefited from an own goal. Shem Deluge scored twice for Ghetto Youth with Kasim Peltier and Len Walters scoring 1 each. The league continues tonight with defending champions Ian Pinard Boca Juniors going in search of their 3rd straight victory when they take on Astafans Bellevue Young Gunners at the Pori playing field at 6 p.m.
In cricket, the West Indies players have until next week to sign their tour contracts if they are to be part of the tour to South Africa. This after the West Indies Cricket Board announced a full-strength West Indies team for the upcoming series against South Africa next month. Dinesh Ramdin has been retained as the captain, and the squad also includes Chris Gale, Darren Bravo, Marlon Samuels, and a number of other players involved in the Indian pullout. The full squad is Dinesh Ramdin, the captain, Suman Ben, Jermaine Blackwood, Craig Brathwaite, Darren Bravo, Shivnarine Chandapal, Sheldon Cottrell, Shannon Gabriel, Chris Gale, Jason Holder, Leon Johnson, Dinesh Ramdin, Kema Roach, Marlon Samuels, Jerome Taylor, and Chadwick Walton. And India's Rohit Sharma smashed the highest total in one-day international cricket history when he scored 264 of 173 balls against Sri Lanka in the third and final ODI on Thursday. India, already 3 up in the series, posted a mammoth 404 for 5 in the allotted 50 overs. Sri Lanka replied with just 251 allowed. Sharma broke Virendra Sehwag's record of 219 achieved against the West Indies in 2011, and it is Sharma's second double century in ODI cricket after he also made 209 against Australia in 2013. And Zimbabwe made a solid reply to Bangladesh's mammoth total, but Bangladesh still holds the upper hand heading into day 3 of their test match. Resuming day 2 on 303 for 2, Bangladesh eventually bowled out for 503 with Imran Kays scoring 130 and Tamil Iqbal 109. Zimbabwe 113 for 1 at stumps on day 2, with Shekilanda Raza ended not out on 54 and Mazakadaza unbeaten on 51. The scores heading into day 3, Bangladesh 503 and Zimbabwe 113 for 2. Zimbabwe trails by 390 runs with 9 wickets in hand. And New Zealand has 4 days to regroup and replan following their heavy 248-run defeat to Pakistan in the first test on Thursday. New Zealand were dismissed for 231, chasing 480 for victory. New Zealand had started the final day on 174 for 8, needing a miracle to save the match. Just recapping the final scores: Pakistan 566 for 3 declared and 175 for 2 declared. New Zealand 262 and 231 allowed. Rahat Ali was named the man of the match for his 6 wickets. Pakistan leads the 3-match series 1-0. And it was not all good news for Pakistan, as Mohammad Hafiz, the Pakistan all-rounder, has been reported for suspect action after the first test in New Zealand. Hafiz will have to undergo the test within the next 21 days as with the ICC regulations, and can continue to bowl in international cricket until the results of the test are announced. Hafiz has become the second Pakistan bowler in recent months to have been under the ICC's scanner. That's all the time for sports. You can join us next time. I'm Gavin Richards.
More scattered showers expected as we approach another weekend. More in your weather report next.
The weather is brought to you by Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
Have I look, Mommy?
Perfect. When you've been here, you know what's important. Protect it with Sagicor. Wise financial thinking for life.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's weather. I'm your presenter, Marshall Alexander. Again, we begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery and what it showed. A few low-level clouds moving across the island chain today, and this resulted in partly cloudy skies across Dominica. Also, some convection was observed across the southern portion of the region, across the area of Grenada and Trinidad. Now, taking a look at earlier radar imagery and what it showed, a few scattered showers moving across the island chain today, with most of the showers occurring across the northeastern section of Dominica. Now, tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy, with a few scattered showers, with similar conditions expected into tomorrow. Sea conditions are expected to be moderate in open water, with swells up to 7 feet. Conditions for the next 3 days: partly cloudy to cloudy skies, with some scattered showers can be expected tomorrow. However, as we move into Saturday, an increase in cloudiness with scattered showers can be expected, with a relative improvement in conditions expected by Sunday. Conditions for the rest of the Caribbean tomorrow: partly cloudy to cloudy skies, with some scattered showers expected across the central and northern portion of the region, with some thunderstorm activity expected across the extreme southern portion of the island chain. Our international cities forecast: partly cloudy skies expected in New York, with some beautiful conditions expected in Miami, some rain expected in London, some thunderstorm activity expected in Caracas, with mostly cloudy skies expected in Beijing. Some cool temperatures can be expected in Beijing and New York. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:07 a.m. and sunset at 5:33 p.m. For more information, you can visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Join us tomorrow for another weather broadcast. Have a good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. The Dominica Labour Party to launch its manifesto to a cross-section of society before it is taken to the political platform. And the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court has upheld an appeal by Dr. Thompson Fontaine in a defamation case brought against him by the Prime Minister. Remember, you can have instant access to the news by downloading the Turn Up 767 app. Send your questions and comments to news@mapping2k4.com. On behalf of the production team, I am Lurian Graham. Thank you for watching.